Time to move on. Some sad news that we didn't get to because we were in DC. There was a mass shooting. I'm sure many folks have heard about it by now, but the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Michigan took place. And yeah, these are, go ahead.
Forgive me for interrupting,
Yeah, go ahead.
but it just shows you how sad of a state we're in because you said there's a mass shooting, and I thought about a completely different one.
Yeah, there's a couple of them actually.
So yeah, it's like there was a mass shooting. We said it singular, like there was one, and that everyone should know. But I'm sure a bunch of listeners, just like me, thought about one of the other ones.
Yeah, there was there. I know
That's
there
where
was.
we are as a country now, where
Yeah,
all of us, when you said there was a mass shooting, might have been thinking about two, three, or four different things.
that's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah. This one stood out to us. I remember we talked about it a little bit when we were. I think we might have been having breakfast or something. But when it broke, we weren't near the studio or cameras or anything like that, so we just had a conversation amongst ourselves. But this one was. You got to think a country that's still kind of processing the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and a country that's dead set on blaming the other side, and a country that is coming to terms with what accountability looks like for their own side. um, a country that falls short of holding their elected representatives responsible and continues to blame people that don't hold the office responsible. It's you realize that it's the people that were at church that suffer, or the people at school, or the people at the mall, or people at the Walmart, or people in the crowd, or whatever this sort of thing that happens. Yeah, I'll get to the story. All right, this is from CNN. Far below the piercing spires atop every Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints chapel rests a sign that beckons visitors welcome, a testament to the faith's robust evangelizing efforts. But on Sunday morning, a visitor took advantage of the church's open arms, plowing his truck into an LDS chapel in Michigan, shooting worshipers with an assault weapon and setting the building on fire. At least 4 people were killed in the church house in Grand Blanc Township. 8 others were wounded. The assailant, a former Marine and Iraq war veteran, died in a shootout with police. Sunday's attack, which was among 324 mass shootings this year so far in the U.S., is being investigated as an act of targeted violence by the FBI, and the agency said it has assumed leadership in the case. A four-door pickup with 2 American flags sitting straight up against the back window in the bed rammed into the front of the chapel. The driver, 40-year-old Thomas Jacob Sanford, fired several rounds from an assault weapon at the worshipers, police later said. But gunfire wasn't the only danger. The suspect had started a fire inside the building. Churchgoers rushed to protect children, shielding them and moving them to safety, Grand Blanc Township Police Chief William Renee said Sunday. 8 minutes after police arrived, the gunman was killed in the parking lot. But the fire in the red brick church house had swelled. The inferno moved rapidly, quickly engulfing the chapel, with an unknown number of people still inside. Massive plumes of thick black smoke filled the sky and swallowed up the tall white spire. As the sun went down, crews were still sifting through debris and working tirelessly to find additional bodies. Up to 7 people may have been unaccounted for. A law enforcement source familiar with the investigation told CNN late Sunday. Everyone has been accounted for as of Monday, police said. I want to say something, and then of course I want you to have a long runway here because I know that there's a lot here, but I want to say something. I gather from like popular culture that LDS Mormon folks are. I know that these are Christian people. I know that, but I also know that they're regarded in a sort of a strange way in terms of like the public perception, and that always felt a little unfair to me. And I suspect that it was because they were Mormon, because they were LDS, that this man drove this truck into this church. Now, targeted attacks against any religious group, any ethnic group, any body is wrong and obviously is the sort of thing that we condemn. Um, but I feel like because I've kind of got a sense of this group being picked on over the years, that it's kind of important to kind of share at least one thing about this group of people that I know. Um, I spent much of my life in Arizona. There's a significant population of Mormon people in Arizona, and I've never encountered Mormon people that have been anything other than kind to me. Um, they, at least from the outside, I'm not a Mormon person myself, but they seem to be very happy people, very community centric, very supportive of one another and of strangers, welcoming, charming, lovely people. And I think that whatever it is that I've observed in the larger culture that kind of, I don't know, they're no different from any other religion, you know? So people that pick on this one religion or that one religion because of any specific thing, I feel is unfair, and it results in stuff like this. And this is heartbreaking and tragic. And you know, if I could say something for my Mormon brothers and sisters, because I will call them my brothers and sisters, I hope that I can say something kind and maybe shift the cultural narrative more towards something that's fair and accurate and representative of the people that I've known who are of this faith. Your thoughts here, Q?
Yeah, I didn't need for the runway to be longer for me. Um, because this is not specific to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This is not specific to any church or any school. This is a unchecked epidemic in this country to all groups, because we now pray and worship uh, to, I guess, the gun lobby at the altar of assault rifles. We've determined that there's nothing we can do to stop people who are either eating or praying or shopping or learning or dancing or singing or just existing from being shot in mass in places where that should never be a concern, because we've decided that we won't do anything about the gun problem. Not that we can't, not that nothing can be done, but we determined a long time ago that even the lives of our children were not worth the decrease to our account balances. We decided that as a nation, that losing our children as they learned and prayed was just something that we had to accept because of the amount of money that we profited from that industry and those that lobby on its behalf. So God bless everyone who prays to someone. God bless everyone who wants good things for themselves, for their posterity, for other people. God bless everybody who has empathy and, you know, enters the world and, you know, has grace, kindness, you know, charity, benevolence. I won't single out a certain organized religion because there's so many. And I'm not going to fall into the trap of deciding the one that I belong to or the one that I believe in is somehow greater than all others. The group doesn't matter. The targets don't matter. Be it little black girls in church or members of the Mormon church or the Catholic church or people who are of the Muslim faith, the fruit of Islam, people who are just at school or at the mall or at their favorite nightclub or at the library, people who are just existing, shopping at a grocery store, should not have to worry about this happening over and over again. But those who are in control and those who are in power have showed us they don't care enough to do anything about it.